Sometimes I'm like afraid that like something's gonna like come out of that window, like just a face is gonna poke through. But I'm like way too lazy to close it. So what's up, movers and shakers? I'm just the JD, and today we're going to talk about logical fallacies, or at least seven of the most common logical fallacies. I don't really know how many there are. I should really look that up. Wait a second.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Okay, so today we're going to talk about seven of them because apparently there are more than 100, and um, there are only so many hours in a day. Okay, so the seven most common, we'll go through them all today. And but first, I'm gonna tell you what a logical fallacy actually is. Um, a logical fallacy, if you haven't heard of it before, they're errors in logic. Essentially, they're mistakes in thinking. Um, People use these logical fallacies in their arguments or in um, way or in tactics to persuade people to do a certain thing, or just to win a certain argument. So they're very dangerous when they are exposed, or when they are exposed to a lot of people, and when people start believing them, because these are errors in logic, and it's very hard to spot them at first glance. So today we're gonna talk about those. We're gonna watch several videos. Some of them are from TV shows, some of them are from commercials. Uh, some are from political ads that have actually been used to get a president elected. People, what are you doing? So yeah, we're just gonna jump into it and look at the first clip.
Wise men say only fools rush in, but I can't help falling in love with you. Oh, shall I stay? Would it be a sin? Oh, if I can help falling in love with you. Oh, like a river flows surely to the sea, darling, so it goes. Some things are meant to be. Won't take my hand, take my whole life too, for I can't help falling in love with you. Oh, for I can't help falling in
Give
love
extra, get extra.
with you.
Okay, so the past clip, that was um, uh, gum commercial. So they meet in high school. Boy meets girl. She offers him her gum, and they live happily ever after. And they go through this entire love story because of that gum. And it's a sweet story. There's nothing wrong with it, except it's a slippery slope. A slippery slope, if you didn't know, is logical fallacy wherein we state that because one event happens, then another more extreme event will inevitably happen. So essentially, it's making small steps bigger, uh, bigger in comparison to how they really are. So in the commercial, you can see she just offered her gum. It's gum, and then they end up engaged. And I'm not saying that can never happen, but yeah, it's gum. I'm gonna give away gum. If that's the key to like true love and finding your soulmate, I'm just gonna give gum to every person I see. Because why not?
In Hillary Clinton's America, the system stays rigged against Americans. Syrian refugees flood in. Illegal immigrants convicted of committing crimes get to stay, collecting Social Security benefits, skipping the line. Our border open, it's more of the same, but worse. Donald Trump's America is secure. Terrorists and dangerous criminals kept out. The border secured. Our families safe. Change that makes America safe again. Donald Trump for president.
I'm Donald Trump, and I approve this message.
Okay, the next is appeal to force. That clip we just watched about the man threatening us or threatening America that it won't be safe if Hillary Clinton won the presidential election. That's called appeal to force. Appeal to force happens when there is a threat for safety or for the life of the listener or the reader, because they don't do, or because if they do or don't do something that the argumenter wants. So this is very common sadly, it's very common in political ads where a lot of voters don't know any better. So because they use threats, they use fear, they get more votes and they get more attention for their campaign. And unfortunately, that's just the world we live in. Okay, next.
Joey anak, makinig ka mabuti. Kunin mo yung rose, tapos ikalat mo yung petal sa sahig. Lagyan mo hanggang dun sa may pinto. Yung mga lobo, dapat red. Santo Sena, ha? Yung chicken joy, puro tayo dapat, ha? Huwag mo kalimutan, favorite yan ni mama. Oh, kunin mo na yung bouquet. Hindi kompleto pag wala yan.
Ma?
Hi, Han. Happy Valentine's Day. Sorry, wala ako dyan. Hindi na ako umabot eh. Han, sorry. Ipinili na kita kay Joey. Siya na rin ang Valentine's Day mo.
Happy Valentine's Day, Ma.
Gusto ko masaya kayo. Lagi niyo isipin, mahal na mahal ko kayo.
Kain na tayo, Ma.
So that last clip was a clip from a Jollibee commercial. And if you didn't know anything about me, you should know. I freaking love Jollibee. It's like, but there is something wrong with their commercials. I love their commercials. I love that they tell a story. As a writer myself, stories are very important to me. But that 2-minute video, it's an appeal to pity. It's a logical fallacy. they do that sometimes because appeal to pity means you're appealing to sad emotions. You're making the reader or the viewer feel a certain way, and then right at the moment of peak emotion, you're going to convince them to do something, or in this case, buy something, especially a bucket of chicken joy, and then that's your whole shtick, or that's your whole plan. And it's very dangerous. Appeal to pity along with appeal to force is a very dangerous logical fallacy. All of them are very dangerous, but these are especially dangerous because they make they abuse the the humanity within us. They abuse fear, they abuse sadness and pity, and they just take these emotions and just use them to manipulate us into buying or voting or doing whatever they want. So that's appeal to pity. If something is just appealing to your emotions, manipulating your emotions, making you feel sad, making you feel a sense of pity, that's appeal to pity. Okay. So, next.
That's it. Don't be shy. Now maybe a little joke to break the ice. Or a big joke. Careful now. Nobody likes to show off. Where are they going? Hey, wait up! They left without me. So there I am, being nice to Alex, and she takes all of my friends and ditches me.
I'm sure they didn't ditch you, honey. Maybe they went off to plan a surprise party for you.
Oh, yeah. Good one, Mom. They only like her because she acts so grown up with her perfume and her cell phone and... Oh, and get this, Mom. She drinks iced tea.
Lisa, I can't imagine anyone being more likable than you. But apparently this new girl is. So my advice would be to start copying her in every way.
But, Dad...
Think. Is that what Alex would say?
So that last clip was from one of my favorite cartoons. It's The Simpsons. And mind you, The Simpsons is an incredibly popular cartoon. And it's... The logical fallacy there is called what we call a bandwagon. Bandwagon is making an argument or believing that something is correct because it's the popular opinion. I'm sure you've heard of the term before. Unfortunately, many people on Facebook love a bandwagon. They love riding on the bandwagon. I do like The Simpsons as a show, but there are a lot of logical fallacies in that. I think I have a few more clips from the show that are actually bandwagon, that are actually logical fallacies. So, in that clip, you can see like Homer just wants Lisa, his daughter, to act more like Alex because she's popular, so she must be right or she must be better. So that's essentially how a bandwagon works. Something that's popular is immediately assumed to be right or better. So it's very bad because not every popular thing is right or better. That is a cat. I'm not gonna edit this out because that is a cat. Okay. Not everything that's more popular is automatically good or better. Alden Richards still can't sing. Fight me.
Our next president faces daunting challenges in a dangerous world. Iran promoting terrorism, North Korea threatening, ISIS on the rise, Libya and North Africa in chaos. Hillary Clinton failed every single time as Secretary of State. Now she wants to be president. Hillary Clinton doesn't have the fortitude, strength, or stamina to lead in our world. She failed as Secretary of State. Don't let her fail us again.
I'm Donald Trump, and I approve this message.
That clip, the one that we just watched, another political ad from the Trump administration. That guy is a president of a very big country. Okay, back to logical fallacies. So the political ad is what we call a personal attack or an ad hominem. A personal attack is an argument that uses a personal attack, or it insults or belittles the person, making the person on the other side of the argument, or what we Filipinos call the kalaban, and they attack his or her personality rather than talking about real issues or talking about the reality of the situation. They're just making the other person look worse so they look better. So once again, very common in political ads. Unfortunately, not so much here in the Philippines because I think there are policies and laws against it. I'm not sure, but yeah, in America, they just throw shade at all of their competitors. And if you don't know what shade means, look it up. Thank me later. Okay, so we're down to our last couple of logical fallacies. Let's just jump into it, okay?
Everybody come quick, they're hatching!
I see a foot.
I see an eye! I see a neck!
I see a horn.
A horn? Man, those are some funky-looking birds.
Oh, oh, you look like a little tiny dinosaur. Ow! There's one vicious baby bird.
Dad, they aren't birds. Sure they are. They came from eggs in a bird's nest. Therefore, they're birds. Ixo, fatso. 1, they don't have beaks. 2, they don't have feathers. And 3, they're lizards.
So that was a clip again from The Simpsons. Told you I love them. That clip was just Bart seeing some eggs, seeing a nest of eggs, watching them hatch, and then automatically assuming that whatever came out of those eggs were birds. But we could clearly see they weren't birds, they were lizards. So that's what a logical fallacy is. That's what hasty generalization is. We make a conclusion from very few evidence. Okay, so Bart said that because they came from eggs and they were in a nest, automatically they were birds. But in reality, there are a lot more animals who make nests and lay eggs. So not everything that comes from an egg is a bird. So that would be a hasty generalization because he didn't have enough evidence, or he made a conclusion based on not enough or few evidence. So that's not logical. Okay, it's a very common logical fallacy that most people have about not just eggs, everything.
Not a bear in sight. The Bear Patrol must be working like a charm.
That's specious reasoning, Dad.
Thank you, honey.
By your logic, I could claim that this rock keeps tigers away.
Oh, how does it work?
It doesn't work.
Uh-huh.
It's just a stupid rock.
Uh-huh.
But I don't see any tigers around here, do you?
Lisa, I want to buy your rock.
That last clip was Lisa telling her dad that the rock kept the tigers away. And in post hoc, that's the name of the logical fallacy, by the way. In post hoc, we believe, or people say or believe, that because one thing happened before the other thing, then thing A is the cause of thing B. So it's like saying, yeah, like in the video, Lisa said that she had a rock, and because there were no tigers in their area, the rock was the reason that the rock kept tigers away. So that's a post hoc, because there's no evidence that that rock actually keeps tigers away. So it's like saying, another example is like saying that we won because I put my red socks on. We won a basketball game because I put red socks on. So they don't really have any connection. That is a bird. Not gonna edit that out. That is a bird. So two events don't really have any causal relationships. They're not a cause and effect. They don't have a cause and effect relationship. It's just that one thing happened before another, and automatically we assume that thing A or event A is the cause of event B, and that's a logical fallacy. So those are the 7 most common logical fallacies, or examples of the 7 most common logical fallacies. I hope that you've learned something. I hope that whenever you see these logical fallacies again, you can distinguish them. You can decide better to believe in them. So that's all for today. I'll see you when I see you.